everybody, Mckenzie here. I am a motivational speaker and life coach, and as always today we're going to talk about my favorite subject, and that's you changing your life. A few days ago I was listening to Brian Tracy talk about goals, and he asked the question, how many steps does the average person take towards their goals before giving up? How many do you think? 5? 25? 15? You might be surprised to learn that the actual number is 0. Most people don't even take the first step in the direction of their goals. And while I believe this to be true, I find it to be so sad. It means most of us are settling for status quo. And status quo is a dangerous place to be. It reels us in. It says, oh, no, sit on the couch for just a few more hours. Watch another episode of your favorite show. Of course, eat another slice of pizza. It wants us to be comfortable and stay safe and not ever do anything that puts us at risk. The problem is, if we stay in status quo, we never get the life of our dreams. Are you talking to me? We all have things that we want to change in our lives. Maybe you want to be a better spouse or a better parent. Maybe you want to further yourself in your career or your education. Maybe you just want more time to do the things that you love, to travel or create something you're passionate about. 2 years ago, I made a decision in my own life to change. And the woman that's standing here today is almost unrecognizable from the woman that began that journey. I was over 200 pounds at the time, had a career I didn't love. I was so depressed and in debt and in a marriage that wasn't making me very happy. And I made the decision to change. I said, enough's enough. I'm tired of being unhappy and miserable in my own life, and I'm going to change this person. And I'm happy to say that today, I've lost the weight, I'm completely debt-free, I'm living the life of my dreams and creating a business that I'm passionate about and want to share with the world. All of these things have changed because of 5 simple steps. And I want to share these with you today because I think all of us can create change in our lives if we just use these 5 simple steps. The first thing that I want you to do is decide if you really want change in your life. What happens is most of us are stuck in a cycle of shoulds. I should do this. I should make this change. So-and-so made the change, so I should do it. But what happens is we never fully commit to it. And when we tell our brains that we're going to make a change and then we don't follow through, what happens? Our brain sees it as a failure. We end up making ourselves miserable because we keep talking about wanting to do something and we never do it, and we see ourselves as a failure. So when I'm working with clients, one of the first things I ask them to do when they want change is make a decision if it's a change they really want. If not, let it go. Stop thinking about it. Stop worrying about it. And if it's something you want to accomplish in your life, then make the decision right now that you're going to make the change. You're going to take the steps. The second step I want you to take is I want you to make a simple plan. What are a couple of simple steps you can take over the next couple of days or weeks? Nothing complicated. I don't want you to get overwhelmed. What most of us do when we're creating change in our lives is we do an all or nothing. Well, I'm going to change everything or I'm not going to change at all. That's the reason most of us never even take the first step towards our goals. It's too difficult. If you decided you wanted to start a marathon, I guarantee you're not going to go out and run 26.2 miles tomorrow. You're going to need to do small, doable steps over the next several months or a year to get you to the point where you can run a marathon. The same thing happens with any other change in your life. You need to create small, doable steps to get to that change. The third thing that I want you to do is to develop an attitude. You need to have the right attitude if you're going to create change in your life. When I was walking my weight loss journey, there were several starts and stops along the way. I gave up and quit many times because change is difficult. But what I had was a no matter what mindset. I had decided that no matter what, I was going to create the change that I had promised myself in my life. And every time I came up against an obstacle or a difficulty, I sought out what it was that I needed. If I needed to get help, if I needed to find support, if I needed another way to eat or a different plan, I did whatever it took because I knew I was going to make the change no matter what. If you want change in your life, you have to do the same thing. You have to develop the right attitude. I don't care what you call it. For me, it was the no matter what attitude, but maybe you have something else. Something that you can reconnect to when you come up against an obstacle. The fourth thing you need to do is probably the most difficult. And as Brian Tracy pointed out, most of us never do it. You have to be willing to take the first step. Recently, I gave up a latte a day habit I'd had for almost 20 years. I'd been going every day to get a latte. I had been talking about quitting for several weeks. Finally, I made the decision. The problem was it was such a routine for me, and I had developed, an emotional reaction every day going to get that latte. I had to take the step and break the cycle, break the routine. And it wasn't easy. The first couple of days, I was emotionally upset about quitting my habit. But you need to do that. You need to find the strength within yourself to take the first step. I guarantee the steps that come after that will be a lot easier. The fifth step is definitely the most important. I want you to remember that it isn't about perfection. It's about improvement. We are so negative with ourselves and so abusive. What I want you to do is if you've improved today over yesterday, even in a small way, I want you to celebrate your success. I want you to get excited about the change you've made. Because we're so used to abusing ourselves that we get in a pattern and our brains see us as a failure. What I want you to do is start to see yourself as a success. You deserve to have the life of your dreams. You deserve to change. So if you've improved even in a small way from yesterday, celebrate what you've accomplished. Can you go over that again? Let's take a moment and recap the 5 steps I've shared with you. Step number 1, make the decision that you want change in your life. You have to be the one who decides that you want the change. Step number 2 is to make a plan. It doesn't need to be a big complicated plan. What are the small steps you're going to make over the next couple of days or couple of weeks? Step number 3, develop the right attitude. You have got to have attitude if you're going to get where you're going. Step number 4, make the first step. It might be a doozy, but in the end, I guarantee it's worth it. And step number 5, celebrate your successes. I don't care how small they are. Learn to celebrate you. Learn to celebrate the changes that you're making. You are so worth having the life of your dreams. So go after it. Again, my name is Mckenzie Haglund and I am a motivational speaker and life coach. If you found this video valuable, I ask that you click on the like button down below, or better yet, subscribe to my channel. I would love to walk this journey of change alongside of you. Thank you.